my great honor to introduce William Alexander Hether, who will speak to us about 9/11. William loves America and demonstrates his love in all that he does. It seems fitting that he was born on Veterans Day to a justifiably proud mama, Meryl. She homeschools William, and with them includes William's sister Rebecca and Meryl's parents. William's dad, Fred Hether, who has passed on, was a Vietnam veteran. Because the members of Vietnam Veterans of America 1048 have meant so much to William, William honors his dad's service by being a lifetime member of the Auxiliary of the Vietnam Veterans of America Chapter 1048. He's likely one of the youngest lifetime members at 12 years old. William is a very active member of his church youth group and is a member of the Christian Surfers. William is blessed to already know that he is called to serve, and he plans to be a missionary. William has been a member of the 4-H since he was 3. He has raised rabbits, chickens, and a market hog. He works every day at the Volusia County Fair in the small animal barn. William is currently the president of one 4-H club and the sergeant-at-arms of another club. For those of you who do not know much about the 4-H clubs, after reciting our National Pledge of Allegiance at each 4-H meeting, they also recite the 4-H pledge, which is, I pledge my head to my clearer thinking, my heart to greater loyalty, my hands to larger service, and my health to better living for my club, my community, my country, and my world. Additionally, while not yet a teenager, William is the historian for the Volusia Tars, the Teenage Republicans. You will get a glimpse of why I'm so proud of William when you hear William's 9/11 dissertation, including information you probably have never heard before. Please welcome future President William Hether.
And today I'm going to be talking about 9/11/2001. This is a day that everyone here knows about. The day that Muslim terrorists from the terrorist group Al-Qaeda drove planes into the World Trade Center and the Pentagon. Of course everyone here knows about this, but I want to be sure that you knew some of the facts. 2,996 people died this day, the youngest of which was Christine Lee Hansen. She was aboard Flight 175. She was just 2 years old, and it was her first plane trip. 343 firefighters lost their lives that day, and 72 law enforcement officers. And 3,000 children lost a parent that day. And citizens from over 90 countries perished in the attacks. 6,000 were injured, and it was the most deadly terror attack in recorded history. Although 18 people were rescued from the rubble, that was thanks to the 400 search and rescue dogs that came in from around the world to scour the rubble. That day, Americans came together to help. It was the largest sea evacuation in American history. Tugboats, yachts, and fishing boats came together to help move over 500,000 people off the island of Manhattan. Four planes I'm assuming everyone here knows about is Flight 175, United Airlines, crashed into one of the towers. Flight 11, American Airlines, crashed into another one of the towers. Flight 77, American Airlines, crashed into the Pentagon. And Flight 93, American Airlines, crashed in a field. It was thought that Flight 93 was headed for the White House or the Capitol. And Flight 93 was made famous by the words of Todd Beamer. Are you ready? Okay, let's roll. Two flights I was unaware of before my research were two F-16 pilots from Edwards Air Force Base in California. Lieutenant Lucky Penny and her commanding officer were given a mission: take down Flight 93. Unfortunately, they did not have enough time to load ammo, so they were going to fly straight into it. Following the days of the attack, countries from around the world wanted to honor us for the attack that we had suffered. The Maasai tribe of Kenya gave us 14 of their best cattle. The Russians gave us the Teardrop Memorial, which is in Bayonne, New Jersey. There's even a 9/11 memorial in Israel, which is made out of steel from one of the towers. Race cars in Italy silenced their engines, church bells in Austria rang out, and fire trucks in Poland sounded their sirens. And public transportation from around the world stopped in respect for the victims. Also in my research, I was able to contact Ed Freeman. He was there that day. He actually saw the second tower fall. He was there the first day as an EMT, but there was no one to save. He remembers through the next 3 days looking through the pile and finding a mangled and bent key. It said on it World Trade Center, do not duplicate. He thought that was likely from a maintenance man. It's unlikely that he made it. He said that there were hundreds of thousands of computers, desks, and papers everywhere. Imagine it, thousands of offices collapsing into one huge pile. He said that everyone there was given 3 buckets. 1 bucket was for body parts, 1 bucket was for general debris, and 1 bucket was for plane parts. He said the most haunting part of this entire experience was hearing the beep 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 of firefighters' oxygen tanks. You see, when they went into the building, they had full oxygen tanks. But as the oxygen ran low, it gave them a beep 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 to warn them to get out of the building. Of course, by this point, they were already gone. Through the next year, he was given a job as a tugboat captain, helping to move debris off the island. There he remembers seeing vibrating desks. Their job was to help shift off all the dust, debris, and things like that, and leave in rings, wallets, and things like that could hopefully be given back to their rightful owners. He said that every single piece of metal had to be numbered. Remember, it was still a crime scene. There were still investigators from the FBI, the DEA, and the police investigating everything to see exactly what happened. When I asked for a word to describe it, he paused and said it was just horrendous. Also in my research, I was able to speak with a man named Eisenberg. He was there that day. He was actually just getting off the escalator when the first plane hit. He didn't know exactly what was happening. He said that there was commotion. People were running around. He thought it was a gunman, but he really didn't know. He walked outside to see papers flying everywhere, like confetti. This is when he realized it was not a gunman, but a plane. This is when he saw the second plane hit. He remembers being so close that he could feel the heat from the explosion on his face. This is when he saw the first person jump. At this moment, he remembers feeling 2 emotions, sadness and anger. Although he said that he wants to focus more so on the sadness than the anger, to hopefully move forward from it. He said that in the days following the attack, he remembers 3 things: the people, the pain, and the funerals. His best friend was in the tower that day. His friend was only 1,000 feet above him. 1,000 feet is the equivalent of half of the Granada Bridge. When Stephen realized that he was this close to death, he just started to sob. And he said that he wanted to get back to the 9/12 days, when no one was separated into certain groups of people, but everyone was together as one breed, Americans. When I asked for a word to describe it, he said that was very traumatic, and he said that we have to stay vigilant. Also in my research, I was able to contact Larry Silverstein's office. Larry Silverstein is the man who had just leased the World Trade Center only 3 months before the attacks. Following the days of the attacks, everyone told him not to rebuild there. They said that Lower Manhattan was done for, the financial district was done for. Overall, he said that New York was done for, but he said to never bet against New York, never. He said they will always come back and come back stronger than ever. So he rebuilt the Freedom Tower. Last summer, I was able to go and see the Freedom Tower, standing at 1776 feet tall, which is also the year that we became America. Larry Silverstein said to never bet against New York. I would go even further to say, never bet against America. We will always come back and come back stronger than ever. Thank you.